Hello and welcome to my spiritual sanctuary. My name is Sandra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in and join me gathering together today for the Wood Elements July 2020 Soul Element Spirit Message. Now, if you've been here before, if you've seen my readings before, I want to welcome you back. Thanks for coming back. And if this is your first time, welcome in. We're so glad to have you. So have a seat, relax, and just enjoy the ride. This is going to be for the wood elements today for July 2020's forecast. Now, if you were born in the year of the rabbit or the tiger, then you do have some wood in your chart, and this would be a great reading for you to listen to today. Now, you may have a tiger or rabbit in your month, day, or time as well, and the only way to determine that is if we do a private reading for you, and I'm available to do that. All my information is down below. Just get on my mailing list or email me, and or Facebook me, and we'll get you scheduled in my calendar. So I just wanted to mention that all of the other signs that I've done, you're the last one I'm doing, the wood element, and I kind of do a rotation on the elements when I do them so that nobody becomes last or first. That's kind of a rotation. However, I did want to mention that the other element signs would be good to look at those as well, because those readings, if you do have other animals, which I know you do in your chart, then those are going to apply, especially the one in the day pillar, because that is really like the ascendant in Western astrology. It's the way you do approach life and the way the world sees you. It is your self element, we call it. So it's really, really who you are, more so than the yearly influence, but this is a good way for me to do a general reading for everyone and get the message out. If there's still, it comes from spirit, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it doesn't, take it. If it doesn't resonate, let it go, but just take the golden nuggets that come along with this reading, because there will be many, so stick around till the end. What I normally do is I'm going to go through the planetary influences of what we've got going on in the sky, the planetary influences. I do consult the Tao Te Ching, the I Ching, to meditate and pray over your energy to get a message for you for 2020. And then we dive in deep to the cards, and we will be using some different cards than I've used in the past, so stick around. You'll really enjoy the message. They've all been really profound, and definitely an interweaving of messages in all the signs. So it would be advantageous for you to really listen to the other signs as well as the wood element sign. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, and start with the the monthly influences. Okay, so we just had a solar eclipse, and that was in Cancer. And this week we have July 4th and 5th, we have a full moon in Capricorn with a lunar eclipse, and that can be on the 4th of July, depending on where you were. If you're on the Pacific side of the United States, in July 5th in the wee hours of the morning, 12:44 a.m. in the east coast of the United States, and then the rest of the world falls accordingly. Okay, look up your time zone for the exact. So we have a lot of powerful energy upon us with the eclipse season, and this is the third in a series of 3 eclipses. So normally we may have 2, and then this time we have 3. So it's just a general indication that the energy is more powerful, and so if you're feeling it and your emotions and your life is turning upside down or right side in or right side up, it just depends. It's got to do with the energy shifts that we're experiencing here. And in July, there is going to be a definite more of an energy shift. Now, the solar eclipse in Cancer that we just had is going to be affecting us for the next 6 months, okay? So we're going to be having a lot of change in the energetic influences as a result. This one coming up at the end of the week will shift things as well. To add to that mix, we have Mercury in retrograde right now, and that went into retrograde on the 18th of June and will be retrograde until July 12th, at which time it will go into a post-shadow, and that will be ending on the 26th of July. So pretty much the whole month of July, we're going to be in Mercury retrograde. On a Chinese metaphysics, which most of you know I do Chinese metaphysics, Chinese astrology, we are moving into, on July 6th through August 5th, we are moving into the influence of the yin water goat, okay? We've been in the water horse up until this point for this last month. And that energy is very different than the yin water goat in relation to the yearly influence of the metal rat, okay? So it can be more turbulent, more easily angered, and just a little more upheaval in the energy, although the horse and the rat were clashing. It creates a lot of change. So if you've been experiencing a lot of change, wood element on an energetic front the last month, just know that that may continue, depending on if you have goat in your chart as well. Big influence. So moving into this energy, what happens when you put water, and the goat is earth, water and earth together, we get cloudy water or mud, right? So our thinking and critical skills are going to be a little bit more murky at this time, which is very typical of Mercury retrograde, right? Rethinking, redoing, reassessing, reviewing, realigning, you know, not starting anything brand new, but re-looking at things, okay? Redoing things, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, okay, before we move into this next 6 months to the end of the year. So we, on the positive note, it's turbulent and there is a lot of change happening, but at the same time, the universe is opening to us so that we can create whatever we want. We co-create with the God in the universe to bring in what we want to create for the last 6 months of the year, which could be huge for some of us as we're transitioning forward, right? Especially the wood element people. Those are the pioneers. Those are the ones, the entrepreneurs that go out and they really fight for causes and do things that are new and innovative, and they're the ones that are going to go out there and try new things, look at what's no longer working, and put something into place that is in best interest of everybody concerned for the world and makes our lives better, ascend to a higher level. Those are the wood element type people, the personality type. So you guys are the movers and the shakers. We're depending on you, and with the fire signs, with the action, and the rest of the elements, the water and earth and metal, gosh, you know what? We're in store for a great end of the 6 months, this end of 2020, okay? It's been a little bit crazy up until this point, but you know what? Everything can change, and it looks like it's going to, okay? So we can change it in the right direction this time. Now, one other influence we have coming in is the new moon is coming in on July 20th in Cancer too. So Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. We're in Cancer season. Happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. And the Leos that are coming up at the end of the month after the 23rd, okay? Now, that energy tends to be the new moon in Cancer at 28 degrees may give you a sense of urgency to do something, feel like you're running out of time, feel like you gotta do something now, feel like you gotta act right away. I'm here to tell you, it's just the energy. Do not make any rash decisions. Do sleep on things. Make sure your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed. There's a lot of change coming up for us as a collective society. And then when there's change in that way, it's always good to take it slow, okay? We will be having a lot of second chakra issues for the body that will be more sensitive at this time with the Cancer energy. That would be the stomach and the digestive system is Cancer. It's also ovaries, womb, vagina, breast, breastbone, lymphatic system. It's intestinal mucus, so make sure you're taking your digestive enzymes so that you have proper elimination, so it clears mind, body, and soul. The pleura is the fluid around the lungs, so we also want to make sure that we are protecting ourselves from the COVID virus, because as I hear that the cases are increasing, it's even more important that we protect our bodies, our minds, and our soul, okay? And we just think that we're healthy in all ways, and our mind is going to help us through this very difficult time, okay? Don't get too caught up in the emotions of it, because Cancer cannot be all about the feelings and the emotions and the mothering, and you know, the Earth Mother is Cancer. And so, you know, make sure you're just keeping everything in check. Now, because we're moving in July 6th to August 5th into the Yin Water Goat, there's a bit of Feng Shui that'll be changing in your house as well. And so based on the Lo Shu Magic Square, the numbers are shifting. The energies are shifting. So the most auspicious directions and rooms in your home that you should be spending time in and activating is the south, the southwest, the northwest, northeast, and southeast, okay? And if you want to avoid the west and the east, those have the 5 star, which is the star of misfortune. And if your home is on an east-west axis, like you have a front door that faces east or west, we do need to make some adjustments, okay, and some cures for that area. It's kind of like an acupuncturist when you go in and you're, you know, not feeling, you have pain or something is not right, the energy's not flowing correctly, and then the acupuncturist puts a needle in to release the energy, the chi flow, and therefore it heals, that part heals. Same thing with the home and the environment. We're just taking out the blockages and removing them with adjustments to better the chi energy coming through the door. Therefore, more opportunities come into your life. Love, opportunities, prosperity, abundance, okay? Now, of course, this is all general, and this is just one layer. So if you would like a consultation, then fine, you know, definitely email me and get on my mailing list, because I can do your consultation remotely. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. All I need is a floor plan, some pictures, and your birth information and the household occupants, their birth information, and we can do your feng shui from a distance, okay? So that's a little bit about the happenings of the planetary aspects. And I normally would do, if you've watched me before, I do the daily influences and I tell you what days are better than other days for the wood element people. However, they've been getting very detailed, and this is going to be just an overall general reading for July, for the entire month. So it wouldn't be practical for me to sit here and do all 31 days. In fact, what I would like to do is, if you would, you know, get on my email list or go on my Facebook, My Spiritual Sanctuary, then I'll be posting the daily influences, and you'll be able to see what's coming up and what's happening on a daily basis. It's a little more personal that way. And with all the energies shifting and changing, you know, it's getting more detailed and more accurate to be to sending those out on a daily basis. So that's what I've decided to do, okay? Now, let's get to your reading. I have meditated and prayed over your energy for July 2020 for all the rabbits and the tigers, and if you have rabbit and tiger in your chart, the wood element. So what I have found is some really great information for you. So the wood elements, you're going to be having fire over fire to begin with. That's the hexagram 30. It's radiant. So it's awesome, awesome, awesome. What does that mean? This is what it means. So guidance is bright and progressive. Cultivating the heart will be prosperous. Good fortune. So what you want to do is open that heart chakra as much as possible and allow things to come into you, you know. So we can use our divine energy from the 7th chakra. You know, there's the Puranic tube going to the divine, coming down through the 7th chakra, the crown chakra, to our 3rd eye, the intuition, to the 5th chakra is our speech, combining those, and then going to the heart. And so our mind and heart is becoming one. Down to our solar plexus, and that would be 3rd chakra, down to the 2nd chakra, which is our sex organs and our lower abdomen, and down to the 1st chakra, which is the root chakra. Okay, it's the tailbone. And then you ground into the ground. So definitely releasing anything that is no longer serving you and allowing the heart to reopen. Okay? So in this hexagram, it is talking about the fire over fire symbolizes beauty and illumination. It can also symbolize a mind that is too active, unstable, desirous, and lost in search of external beauty. Though fire is beautiful, it is difficult to control. And the mind, like fire, is difficult to control and keep still. Fire can manifest as desire and ambition, which can easily burn a person if not managed correctly. So water is necessary to balance that fire. Without the interaction of fire and water, life would be impossible. Likewise, without the sun and the moon to brighten the earth, cultivation could not exist. In their natural aspects, fire and water represent opposing forces. However, at the same time, they are also cooperative forces that help accomplish each other. Now, the interaction of these two energies is very important to all of life. In order to distinguish light from heavy energy, heaven and earth are used to represent the yang and the yin as the two great spheres of the universe. So what that's saying is balance is what you're going to be needing for the month of July, okay? Fire, you have water on fire, it takes fire down, okay? Too much fire creates some issues. So you don't want to be too active and too desirous and too in your masculine energy, which is go, be active, try to be forceful in your decision making. Learn to step back, be more in your feminine energy, more receptive to things that are flowing to you instead of going after things, okay? So also we have a changing line, and in the changing line it says, he who feels truly sorry for being overly indulgent with luxuries will be able to regulate and correct his vanities. This is accomplished by feeling sympathy for those less fortunate, good fortune. So, like I said about the wood elements, you guys are the first ones that go after causes and help the other people that are not maybe doing so well. You're the ones that create the inventions that will create solutions to problems. So more of that in the next coming month will arrive at good fortune for you, okay? So the fire has reached its peak during this time. One should be aware that the time of prosperity will soon be over. So moderation and self-discipline are most important. Good fortune comes only after much remorse and deep reflection. This is all about going within for your answers and not getting your answers from the external environment, okay? Going to your self-love. Now, this line represents late afternoon between the hours of 4 and 5 p.m., which it just so happens that's when I'm doing this reading. How perfect is that? And there are only a few hours of light left. However, everything is now at that level of maturity, which is the best time of life. Value and use this light and the wisdom that has been acquired by you, and radiate and spread that light in order to help and influence others. So that's what the universe is asking you to do this month of July, wood elements, okay? So we do have a changing line, as I said, and it changes to number 13. And again, this is going in the same direction as uniting. This is number 13. It's called uniting with people. And the guidance here is to proceed to unite with people. Now is a suitable time to cross the great water or undertake an adventure. It is correct for people of self-awareness to pursue their goals. So that is what the universe is asking of you, is to define what those goals are and look at how it will help the greater good and the collective as a whole, and then putting them into place, okay? So it indicates that there is a fellowship coming together for you in order to accomplish a common goal. And the impartiality of sunlight is also emphasized here. Now, the gentle and harmonious energy brings all the strong together. You can accomplish your goal because it is in the correct position, but also because it has the ability to see things from a larger perspective. That is you, wood element, in your own essence, in your own nature. So, it's a collective goal. You're in the pursuit of the accomplishment of a collective goal, and what is most beneficial to the group is also important to you. And this is what I talked about in my videos, and I talked a little bit about this on the 26th on the Feng Shui Friday video I did. It was about being in an interdependent, unique choice of the way you're moving through your life, using your gifts and talents, and then bringing those into the whole collective. So you're not codependent on any type of system or government or anything. It's more individuation of self and then joining that in force with a group as a unique individual, bringing your gifts and talents to the world. That is who you are, wood element, in your essence, okay? And that is what you need to be working on for the month of July. Now, it says there's going to be a great meeting for you this month, and in the beginning there will be strong emotions which are expressed, but at last obstacles will be overcome, and laughter is expressed, and all rejoice. In order to achieve any great goal, one must have the courage and the strength to withstand all difficulties. And there is no great goal that can be achieved without difficulty. Sometimes one feels that a goal is too difficult to accomplish, but true joy is experienced when one finally looks back and sees how beautiful and necessary the entire process was. So it's not always about the destination. It's about the journey forward. So that's your guidance, wood elements, for the month of July, and I hope that helps you. And if it resonates for you, then great. If not, then just take the little bits that may be helpful to you and check back with me next time, and we'll have the next message for you. But that's what Spirit is saying you need to hear, and we always follow the guidance of Spirit as we're moving forward on our path. So now we're going to do the cards. So what I have done is I am currently working with 4 different decks. And this is very different than I've worked it out before. This deck that I'm working with first is the Akashic Tarot, and that is by Sharon Ann Klinger and Sandra Ann Taylor. And the Akashic Tarot is the Akashic, working with the Akashic Records. And the Akashic Records are the records that each individual soul has as a record keeper of all the lifetimes that you've had and all the lessons that you've learned and what you're learning about in this life. So I went ahead and shuffled the cards really well and cleared them, and it's just amazing to me because the same cards are coming for each sign, for each element. And so we have a collective message that's pretty much the same for all of us. You have one card is different, but these 2 cards that I'm going to be doing first, they came through in the other readings as well. So that's why I'm suggesting that you watch the other element signs, because there's definitely going to be a message in there for you as well that may be a little different than this one, okay? Because I am channeling different information for each sign, so you may get something a little bit different in the water reading that you would in the fire reading or the earth reading than you would here in the wood element reading. So let's begin. And we're going to start out with the first card is Add Some, and it's Major Arcana 22. That is the Fool in the original tarot. And that came through in another reading as well. And as you can see, by the card, there's spirits all around this woman who's sitting there reading a book. And those are your guides and your ancestors and people in your life that have passed over. And so I would definitely pay attention to your spirit guides and ancestors at this time. Let me read the description and you'll see what I'm saying. Now, Add Some is ADSUM. A candle casts light on an open book held by a young woman sitting at a desk. Her eyes are drawn to the side as if she was distracted from her reading by a curious thought or someone nearby. She is surrounded by several people, many of whom are somewhat translucent. Those are the spirit guides and the ancestors. And they are glowing. An angel bends and whispers, "Add some, I arrive. I am here. I attend to you." Add some is a single word that has many, many meanings. First, it affirms your own strength and focus in the present, and you can use it as a command word wherever you find yourself distracted from what's at hand. Just say, "Add some, I am here," and feel yourself attend to the situation or the person before you. This word also declares your arrival at a goal and all your wishes coming true. Say, "Add some, I arrive," and take a moment to see yourself reaching your goals absolutely. Whenever you get this card, know that you're on the way to the results you seek with the help of others and the glorious help of spirit, your guides, and your ancestors. This card also reminds you to be assured that no matter what's happening in your life, Spirit is always there for you, always. They reach out to you during their light and power and serving you in every way. And from the least to the highest, from grandma to the divine, and in eternal community attends you, saying, "Add some," and take some time to attend to them too. You can act on your promise to God as Spirit lifts you up upon their shoulders. You are present for each other, and together you arrive at your dreams. So close your eyes and do a quick meditation. Close your eyes and sense all your spirit guides gathering. Take a deep breath and feel the words, "Add some, I arrive," inside you. The divine stands next to you as you arrive at your highest dream, and see it now. Beautiful. The next next card we have is the Queen of Forces, and she came out in the water element reading. And in the traditional tarot, she is the Queen of Swords. So this card shows a woman balancing the energies of a sun in one hand and the moon in the other, and with a river flowing beneath her feet. The Queen of Forces represents a woman who can help to bring greater balance to your life. Now, this could also be a man, okay? The gender is not specific. She brings an unusual combination of power and peace, creativity and receptivity in both her energy and her support. Sometimes this card can represent a person in your life, either you or someone else, coming into a phase of great power and an ability to sustain it with wonderful results. There is a gift of grace and serene understanding when this card is upright. It also brings new roles and opportunities, careers in many of the sciences, global communication, nature, and energy may be available to you now. The Queen of Forces can also indicate the appearance of a possible love interest or an associate in business or in a creative project who has a powerful influence and connection for you or for someone else. It may be someone you know or somebody new, but when this card appears, there is a tender yet powerful support. During this time, choose to support yourself as well. You hold the forces of the sun, which is the creativity, and moon, receptivity, and only you yourself can direct the energy of your eternal life. Okay, so that's pretty powerful. Now, close your eyes and feel the Queen of Forces approach you. She offers all sorts of support and energy. Who is she in your life? Take a deep breath and tap the inner part of you that rules the forces of the world. Beautiful. And last but not least, we have the loving elementals. Three of Roses. Playful fairies and water sprites frolic in the air around a little child. They fill the air with expanding joy and happiness. Although many people don't believe in the elementals, the nature spirits of all kinds do exist, and they have more power than can be imagined. They live in the elements of earth, air, wind, and fire, and they're willing to share that guidance, well-being, and inspiration of the Akashic records that exist in the natural world. This card is here to tell you that joy will soon be increasing in your life. Yay! It also encourages you to remember to have fun. Bring more playfulness into your daily life and let yourself sing a little and laugh a little. Call on the elementals to inspire you in this and that and other areas. They are a font of fun and upliftment that can expand the joy in your life in great measure. And close your eyes and feel the air abuzz with the flight and dance of the elementals all around you. And feel yourself smile and the happy lightness of being they bring. Every time you take a moment to do this, you open your heart to joy. And so it is. So there you have it. The elementals will hang out in your garden as well. If you do have a home garden that you've been planting, a lot of people are planting their own food now these days. That's where the elementals hang out. And sometimes you'll see little pictures on the leaves and things of their faces. So I know I'm an empath, and you probably are too. I have the ability of sight to see things that are not of the physical realm. I can see things from the non-physical realm. And so you may have that ability as well. And so I'm just kind of pointing it out to take note of that, because it's an awesome thing when you do see it. It reminds you that, there's more to this world than just our five senses. There's definitely more to it, and it's all being divinely guided by the divine. So next, what we're going to do, now that we've got the Akashic Tarot, we've got your cards, I have decided to use 3 different decks. And the first deck I'll be using is Daily Guidance from the Angels. And I've used that deck before in our last time together when we did the soul element readings. I'm going to be picking 3 cards that is going to give us a message for you. And then what I'm going to do is use the Romance Angels, and that will be your love advice coming up for July 2020. That's by Doreen Virtue as well. And then we're going to use T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, for your business advice. Okay, finances. So we'll get a little of each part of your life here and see what is coming forward. So 3 cards, Spirit, for the wood elements and the rabbits and the tigers in their chart. What is it that we have coming up? Oh, shower of abundance. Yay! That is so awesome for you guys. It's really, this even is in alignment with the I Ching message that came out when I was meditating, and the one I just shared with you. Shower of abundance. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you will allow. And during this time, when a lot of people, businesses are shifting and changing, wow, you don't have to do it all. You can allow God and the angels to bring the answers to you, and they will definitely guide you as to the next step. So what you need to know for the next step. And then you just follow the guidance. And it's called being in the flow. And it's a wonderful way to live your life, because you're not really basing it on anything in the external world. You're basing it on what is your heart is telling you, and heart, mind, and being divided by God, and there is nothing greater than that in the world. Okay, nothing greater than that. Okay, so we got our 2 cards. This is what the spirits would like to give us, and as I just said, one is ask, and then one is family, and that's perfect for the Cancer influences. Family. So shower of abundance and family. The situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you to understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and allow yourself to feel peace. So if you are having problems with family, just know that the angels will help you, because your next card is ask. Ask for what you want. Okay? So ask us to help you in the situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. Make sure you're doing your prayers and meditations, and then remember that meditation is listening to God, and praying is talking to God. And when you talk to God, that's when you're going to ask. Okay, ask for the help with your family member, and then be ready to accept the shower of abundance. All right, let's see what we have on the love front for you. Okay, 3 cards, Spirit, for the wood elements for July 2020, please. What is it that they need to know? What is their message? What is the romance message? There we go. We got the 3 cards. Okay. So, this is the first card. Deception. There is some deception going on. It may be with a love relationship, or it could be someone in your family. Pay attention to the red flags. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. There is a lot of that going on right now because everybody's, in, the economy, and, people are trying to hang on to what they have. And there's a lot of codependency and all of that going on, and it's just really hard for people. So there may be somebody who's being deceptive just because they're scared and they're in fear, and they feel like that is the way to get what they need, and it's not. So just know that there may be somebody, or make sure that you're not acting in that way, okay? You don't ever go to fear. We always want to go to faith. You have a shower of abundance coming. And to add to that, it may be based on unequated love, which means there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep the relationship going. So there may be somebody that's out, finding other people to date, and, there could be a lot of things that are coming into play because the love is just not there anymore, okay? And there's just not enough attraction or chemistry to keep the love intact. And sometimes it has nothing to do with that. It's just that the soul contract has ended, and there's no more lessons to be learned in this particular relationship. And it is time for you to move forward and for your highest good, for the high of all, okay? And sometimes that just means, stepping away and moving forward, and in love and gratitude for the lessons that are learned, and just continue on your path. And if you do that, it looks like very soon there'll be new love coming into your life. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And what they would recommend in some of the books that I've read on dating and finding the love, finding the one, is that if you make a list of what you want in a relationship, what you're looking for, and be very specific, then the universe does know what to bring you, okay? And unless we ask, right? Unless we ask for what we want, the universe is unsure about what to bring us. So. And last but not least, we've got some financial cards, our pentacles, to see what's going to happen. What is the advice that we have for the wood elements, Spirit? One more, please, Spirit. One more. Enhance your energy. Everything is energy. Money is energy. Big money takes big energy. So get into shape, eat properly, and get enough rest. Great advice. Everything is energy. Money is energy. It's just an even energy exchange. Expect to succeed. Rich people expect to succeed. They have confidence in their abilities and their creativity, and they believe that they can always find a way to reach their goal. There's always a way. In fact, the solution is already there. This is what we learn in Course in Miracles. The solution is always there. You just haven't put yourself into the solution yet. Okay? We always have exactly what we need. That's why meditation is so important, because that divine guidance will be brought down from the heavens to you by the divine source for your higher self to move forward in a manner to see the greater good of all. And then believe that you can be rich in all ways, not just money, but rich in all ways, and rich in health, rich in relationships, rich in monetary gains. Put your attention on the traits, strengths, and virtues that allow you to believe you can and deserve to be rich in all ways. Total prosperity and abundance. Awesome reading today for you wood elements. So I will leave you there. I want to thank you so much for your time today, for allowing me to be of service. And if you would like a private reading, a Chinese astrology reading, or you'd like some Feng Shui or a tarot reading because you have some answers, you don't know how to move forward, please go ahead and contact me from my information below, and we'll get you scheduled in and see how we can help you, okay? So until we meet again, I wish you all well, and stay in the love, stay in the light. Until we meet again, namaste, my friends.